Thank you for joining us on Plus TV Africa. My name is Felicity Ezewike. Ekiti State Governor-elect Dr. Fayemi on Sunday literally locked down parts of Ado-Ekiti in a victory dance procession that lasted for hours. The former minister arrived in the state capital at about 3 p.m. from his country home, accompanied by several vehicles volunteered by political associates and friends. The procession halted both human and vehicular movement for a couple of hours, even as many sang his praises and danced. Addressing the crowd, Fayemi expressed gratitude to Ekiti people for voting massively for him on Saturday. He promised to fulfill his electioneering campaigns, saying every aspect of human life would be touched in his second coming into office. National leader of the All Progressive Congress APC, Senator Bola Tinubu, on Sunday said the election of Dr. Fayemi in Saturday's gubernatorial poll was a victory for the people. Tinubu made the declaration in a congratulatory message to Fayemi, the APC candidate. In a statement signed by his media officer, Tunde Rahman, entitled Ekiti Election, a Victory for the People, Tinubu urged Fayemi to avoid recriminations and run an all-inclusive government. He commended the People's Democratic Party candidate, Professor Olushola Kolakbo Eleka, for not resorting to violence to get his way. Still on the Ekiti elections, the national chairman, People's Democratic Party, Mr. Uche Secondus, has urged Nigerians who believe in democracy not to be deterred by the outcome of Saturday's governorship election in Ekiti State. Secondus, in a statement by his special advisor on media, Ike Aboyi, on Sunday in Abuja, said the result of the poll would not stand the test of the Almighty. He said that what was needed was patience, adding that justice has the stamina to go all the way to the destination while injustice cannot. The chairman appreciated Nigerians, particularly those who stood by the party during the struggle for Ekiti, and assured them that justice would prevail. The Independent National Electoral Commission INEC said that the just concluded Saturday governorship election was generally successful. INEC Director of Photo Education and Publicity, Oluwole Osaze-Uzi, said this in a telephone interview on Sunday to a news agency of Nigeria in Abuja. He said while the deployment of logistics went as planned, over 92% of the polling units commenced on schedule. He also commended the contributions of all stakeholders to the success of the elections. Osaze-Uzi said that INEC would improve on its success in the future elections. At least 23 Nigerian soldiers are yet to be accounted for after Boko Haram insurgents ambushed a military convoy at Boboshe village in Bamaloku government area of Borno State. 5 officers, 18 soldiers and 8 trucks were missing after the attack, which occurred early on Saturday. The news agency of Nigeria guarded that the military, acting on intelligence, mobilized troops in a convoy of 11 trucks to clear the insurgents from the deserted village. The attacking insurgents were believed to have been those who escaped the ongoing offensive by the military to flush out the Boko Haram terrorists in the fringes of Sambisa Forest and Lake Chad region. 7 out of the 12 Nigerian students detained on allegations of cybercrime have been released in Benin Republic. This is according to a statement from a government official. The senior special assistant to the president on foreign affairs and diaspora, Abike Dabiri-Erewa, disclosed this in a statement on Sunday. Dabiri-Erewa said that the Nigerian ambassador to Benin Republic, Ambassador Kayode Ogutuase, made the release known in a brief sent to her. She said a petition written by Joke Kujenya from Katsina State, UNICEF, had alleged that over 50 Nigerian students were arrested in Benin Republic. She explained that only 12 were arrested by the police without the knowledge of the embassy in Benin Republic. She said the consular office in that country, after a series of negotiations and entreaties, was able to secure the release of 7 students from the police. The Nigerian community in South Africa has expressed shock over the killing of another Nigerian, Martin Ebuzueme, by unknown assailant in the country. The president of Nigerian Union in South Africa, Mr. Adetola Olubola, confirmed to the news on Sunday that the victim was killed in Yeoville, Johannesburg, around 7:30 p.m. on July 12. The killing came barely 24 hours after the visit of South African President Cyril Ramaphosa to Nigeria. Ramaphosa had, during his visit on July 11, said that the killing of Nigerians and other foreign nationals in the country was an act of criminality, not specifically targeted at Nigerians. To a bit of health matters, Health Minister Andre Mana Fauda has announced through a statement that 6 people have died in Cameroon from a cholera outbreak that has infected 43 people in 4 districts in the northern regions since May. According to him, as soon as they heard of the outbreak, the Ministry of Health swung into action to contain it and avoid further spread. In 2010, an outbreak of the disease killed more than 750 people across Cameroon. When we return, we will bring you updates on the rescued Thai boys, President Trump's intention to run for second term, and more. Don't go away. U.S. President Donald Trump will meet Russia's Vladimir Putin today, ending a tumultuous European tour in which he criticized his allies. Mr. Trump said he had low expectations ahead of the talks in the Finnish capital, but added that maybe some good would come out of them. The summit comes after 12 Russians were charged with hacking into the 2016 U.S. elections. Mr. Trump says he will raise the issue, but there is no formal agenda. Police shot and killed a man on Sunday after a series of shootouts on the streets of Kansas City, in which 3 officers were wounded and hospitalized, but they are in stable condition, officials have said. Undercover and tactical officers were following a person of interest in the murder of a university student when suddenly and unexpectedly he fired on them with a rifle. This is according to the police in Kansas, Missouri. 2 of the officers were struck at that time. The suspect fled in a vehicle which was found a short while later. During the search that followed, the suspect fired on officers again. A 3rd officer was hit by gunfire and also is in stable condition. Business report after this. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has issued warning against spraying, selling and mutilation of Nigerian currency, a criminal offense which the bank said attracts 5 years imprisonment. Expressing worry over the act, which it said is becoming common practice among Nigerians, the Apex Bank said anyone caught would henceforth be made to face the full wrath of the law. It assured marketers, merchants, shopping malls and supermarkets of the bank's continuous injection of huge volumes of banknotes into circulation. The development, according to the Acting Director, Currency Operations Department, CBN, Mrs. Priscilla Eleje, was to preserve the pride of the country and ease difficulties being encountered by the traders and customers occasioned by inadequate circulation of the lower denominations banknotes like 200 naira, 100, 50, 20, 10 and 5 naira. As predicted by analysts, China's economy recorded a second quarter growth of 6.7%. This was shown in an official data, meeting the expected forecast for the period, but marking a 0.1% decline compared to the first quarter, which had a 6.8% growth. However, the Chinese stock markets dropped slightly on Monday, with escalating trade war between the United States and China. This comes after U.S. slammed a $34 billion tariff on China on July 6th. Last week raised its stakes as it listed an additional $200 billion tariff on Chinese goods. Still ahead on Plus TV News is a roundup on entertainment and sports. We're back in a moment. Don't go away.
In entertainment, we're starting the news this morning with a story from here in Nigeria, and it's on the media personality Toke Makinwa, who recently won $20,000 from placing a bet on France in the recently concluded 2018 FIFA World Cup. The glamorous star took to social media to celebrate her win. Meanwhile, in a vlog, she recently talked about men being selfish whilst discussing Acrimony by Tyler Perry. In Kenya, popular comedian Njugush was forced to delete a video on social media this weekend following a backlash on the video regarding promoting rape. The comedian usually uses social media to bring social issues to the forefront, and in his recent video, he complains about the frustrations men go through when it comes to dating women. His comments angered quite a few, with one particular fan saying this is totally in bad taste, borderline rapey. The fan continued by saying this is how brands are ruined. Seems like you're promoting rape culture. Although Njugush has been quick to defend himself by saying he was only emphasizing how money should not be a scale of romance. American singer and actress Scarlett Johansson has been applauded by the transgender community for exiting her new film, Rob and Tug. The move comes amidst the recent backlash received by Johansson for accepting to star in the transgender role. The actress had initially defended her decision to play a transgender man via her publicist. However, the Avengers star backed out the role on the 13th of July, saying, in light of recent ethical questions raised surrounding my casting as Dante texts Jill, I have decided to respectfully withdraw my participation in the project, and I've learned a lot from the community since making my first statement about my casting and realized it was insensitive. Actress Rain Valdez says the onus is now on the filmmakers to think again, and hopefully they'll find a trans star out there. And that's it on entertainment, the very best in sports, right after this.
Hello and welcome to Sports Update on Plus TV Africa. I am Udoka Njoku with the biggest stories in the world of sports. France won their second World Cup title after they defeated Croatia 4-2 in the final clash at the Russia 2018 tournament on Sunday. And France manager Didier Deschamps is now the third person to win the World Cup as both manager and player. And German football legend Franz Beckenbauer and Brazilian manager Mario Zagallo had previously achieved the feat. This is the first time the tournament would witness at least 6 goals in the final since the 1966 World Cup final between England and West Germany. England defeated West Germany 4-2 to win their first title with the help of a hat-trick from Geoff Horst. And over to transfers, West Ham United have signed Brazilian forward Felipe Anderson on a 4-year contract from Italian Serie A side Lazio in a club record transfer worth £42 million. That's £35 million plus £7 million in add-ons. He becomes the club's 7th signing of the summer after Ryan Fredericks, Lucas Fabianski. There's also Issa Diop, Jack Wilshere, Andriy Yarmolenko, and Fabian Balbuena. And Felipe Anderson joined Lazio in 2013 and weighed in 8 goals and 10 assists in 32 appearances for the capital club last season. And in tennis, 12th seed Novak Djokovic defeated Kevin Anderson to claim a 13th Grand Slam title. That's his first major since the 2016 French Open and his 4th Wimbledon title. And Djokovic quickly took control to win the opening set in 29 minutes, breaking twice more in the second set. And Djokovic saw off 5 set points in an even third set before dominating the tie-break to seal victory. He is now in outright 4th place on the all-time list of Grand Slam men's singles titles, moving clear of Roy Emerson, and closing the gap on Roger Federer, who has 20, and Rafael Nadal, who has 17, and Pete Sampras, who has 14. And the former world number 1 will move back into the top 10 when the latest rankings are released later today. And it is his first title since winning Eastbourne last year. And that's it on Sport Update on Plus TV Africa. I am Udoka Njoku.
Thank you, Udoka. And that's our roundup of events. We'll be back later with more stories making the headlines. To stay with us, my name is Felicity Ezewike, wishing you a great day.